Welcome, welcome, welcome to our first full Overwatch game here. We're going to be starting off with Control, Lijiang Tower, a classic. Probably one of the most popular control maps in the game. And we have starting out here on Gardens. Curious to see what both teams will be opting to run here. Seeing a Mauga there, and that looks more normal. So Sojourn, Symmetra, Ramatra coming out from one side, the other side opting for a Mei instead of a Sojourn, which is going to give them a bit of an edge in the brawl fight. Looking like red team here is going to be opting to run out into main while used. They're going to be very aware of this, but Uwrf does need to watch out for a quick TP to the back point here. Just kind of poking. Point hasn't unlocked yet. Ramatra pushing up here. Suzu down. Nine going to take this opportunity to push up a little bit, and there goes the Mei falling to Neo. hits his rail, takes her out. UWF with the man advantage, wanting to push it up from here. Coming in, aggressing onto the supports here. No Suzu. That's going to be Kiriko falling quickly and Ash right after. UWF, clean fight there after that first pick. Now we're going to have to watch how both teams are going to approach the retake here. 9 poking out, looking around, but UWF not necessarily committing to one side or the other. Looking like red team here is going to opt for the bridge. Having a rough time getting poked out. UWF just going to walk back to their point. Just keep spamming. Speed used. Juno ult used here to engage. Ramatra going in. Kiriko falling. That's going to be Juno as well. Both supports down. And UWF cleans up a quick fight there with their proactive Juno ult. Really nice coming out from Ender there. Just quickly building up their percent. But coming into next fight, UWF going to be a bit less of an ult advantage. Both Rams have their Annihilate up, but Bob is available, and Bob is one of the strongest ults in the game. Not as crazy strong on this point. Oh, and Ramatra going really low. He's going to have to pop his form early here. Kitsune Rush coming in, matched by Rally. Annihilation coming in. Sim ult used from UWF here. Really nice. Gets the pick on the Juno. Zuni, though, falling. It is even currently. However, UWF has the Ramatra ult available, but it's not even going to look like they need it. Ramatra super low here. 9 needs to stay alive here. Blizzard coming out, and it's going to freeze 9 on point. However, he still has Ramatra ult available, and he knows there's nothing left to stop it. Pushing through here. Juno ult used from the enemy team here, and UWF going to take a very convincing first map here. Well, first round, I should say. Yeah, UWF took first point and then always made sure they capitalized on the next fight with their ult, and they snowballed the rest of the fight with it. Very well, good from them. They also managed to kind of kite out the ultimates from the other side. And then just chose to respond with the ults they had available to them. Zuni going to be swapping it up here. Instead of the Symmetra opting for the Junkrat. Junkrat very strong in White Room, as well as Server Room, which most teams will fight over early on in the point. Devastate looks like they might be there later, just because the Sim is opting to TP her team out of point. But UWF going to be very tough to deal with this Junkrat. Zuni, though, not really getting those nades up to where they need to be. Yeah, gonna have to. UWF gonna actually just get pushed out here, which is fine. They can rotate around. Getting fried by the turrets there. But UWF does not have point control. 9 opting to just run onto point. Going after the Juno, who was low, punching down somebody, but 9 probably going to fall just as Sim was not able to pick him in time, but Sim going to go down. And meanwhile, Ram stuck in a trap. UWF trading out an advantage here, 3v1 versus the Ramatra, but unfortunately, burning there. Grandma is going to fall. Ender not able to keep him up. UWF resetting here, looking to take control of White Room once again. 9 taking their time. They see that they're set up top, and it looks like they're going to realize that they need to remove that threat before that they're able to actually take point control here. Ash using her shotgun, no luck. Kiriko getting started down, and 9 now taking control, pushing on to point here. UWF needs to deal with this Symmetra, or their tank is just going to explode. Ult coming out from both teams here. Looks like UWF wants to kite the Ramatra ult, but Leo going to fall. It is even. If we can potentially build a Brig ult here, it might be a winnable fight, but 9 going low. And Brig just not really caring too much about how extended she is there, and just runs to her death. This is looking like a very different game for Uwrf here. Just not really able to find their footing. Nine trying to pick a pick here before he falls, but it's not going to matter. Uwrf struggling to figure out what they need to do here. Their DPS have not really been able to contribute a whole lot this game. This point. They're going to need to figure out how to get Ashe off height, along with just pushing in. Juno ult used, but it's final point. They need to fight this. Kitsune Rush coming in as well. Nine getting the pick on Juno. Symmetra also going to be falling here. Tyre getting nobody, unfortunately. Nine still has the Annihilation available to him. He is going to go ahead and pop it here. Fighting the enemy Ramattra here. She's going to fall to the Junkrat. And Juno trying to 1v2 up there against the Kiriko Ashe, which is not going too well. Junkrat flying up there, able to finally get a pick. And Nine running down. Looks like the red team going to opt for a reset with Ashe jumping off the map. But Uwrf is going to have a hard time coming back now. They can't lose any more fights. It's still winnable for sure, but they're going to have to use their ult very, very well here. Nine trying to work his way back up to Ramattra ult as fast as possible. However, he will not be able to outpace red team's ult here. It just was used so much faster. Nine aggressing onto Sim, but just not able, missing too many punches there to actually threaten a kill. But Zuni coming up huge. Grandma is super in there. I don't know why this ult was used. Fight was already over. Unfortunate Ender throwing away his Juno ult. Uwrf needs to get back out here and just reset. They're going to have to now deal with a Bob Ramattra ult without the help of Juno. Just going to be having the rally available, and and this time they're going to have to make sure that they don't just run down. TPing to top. Mio out of his only movement ability. Rally going to come through to save him, but incoming Bob. Uwrf able to just LOS this, but they're going to lose the rest of their rally here to the Bob, and then they're going to have to be able to deal with this Ramattra ult with very little help. Here, Kitsune Rush coming in. Junkrat not able to escape. Oh, he lives. And they get Ashe. It's going to be a 1-for-1, but now Ramattra ult coming through, just devastating Uwrf. Kitsune cleanse, saving everything. Juno going low, but will she be able to get picked? He will. He'll fall to this. It's a super scrappy fight. Nine gets his ult. Coming in. Hunting down the Kiriko. Kiriko just desperately wall climbing, going to fall. Ender Fire going low. Tyre gets destroyed by Symmetra. It's going to do nothing here, unfortunately. Tracer coming out. Sim here. Oh, and Sim is going to take it, but the torpedoes get too. Uwrf comes back and wins the map despite all odds.
Stay on your toes, soldier.
Wow. I was not anticipating Uwrf to be able to make that comeback there, but Enderfire honestly playing just phenomenally there, staying alive for that whole last fight, making sure that his team doesn't come down, getting multiple picks himself. Just really well played from Enderfire here. We'll now be heading into the next map here. I believe it's going to be hybrid, unless it got switched to just escort. Hello, hello. We'll be starting King's Row here shortly. Another classic map, probably one of the, I would say, Overwatch 1 favorites, along with Lijiang. In my year and I guess now half coaching, whenever people are able to pick the maps, like 80% of the time we start Lijiang and go to Kings. So King's Row, very popular just because it's a very flat map. High ground is not super prevalent in most parts of the map, which kind of favors Brawl, which Reinhardt has historically kind of been dominant on this map. Ram has kind of also slotted into this map really well. Just all those really like brawly tanks really enjoy this. You might see the Mei coming out on first point as well as second. It's very effective at walling people off. Even third, Mei ult, just an incredibly powerful ult. Usually is able to win or turn almost any fight by itself because it's just anyone who gets caught is essentially dead. So curious to see. We've also seen kind of the evolution now of Brawl comps with the release of Juno, since you're not forced to run Lucio with every Brawl comp ever, because you actually do have access to speed now with Juno. So it's not, Lucio's monopoly on speed has been finally ended after about 6 years. So curious to see. At most teams, it seems like specifically Uwrf here as well as the other team have kind of opted for the Juno over the Lucio. So curious to see what both teams are going to bring. Curious to see what Mnsu is going to bring to the table this time. We saw that they wanted to kind of run, they were in favor of running Mei and Ashe, which I would definitely expect to see both those characters on this map. Lots of tight chokes that make Wall and Dynamite really good. Ashe is also just very strong in the meta right now. Bob just being such a powerful ult and just kind of very good into Brawl in general. Looks like we will be jumping into the map here shortly. And here we are on lovely King's Row, everyone. Oh, we did not get a Tyler swap. Could we restart the game really quick? Or just pause. Pause the match. Okay, go to show lobby. Move. Top right. Move. Swap. Click on Suni. Click on Tyler. Alright, done. Yeah, that was me to tell you. Alright, hit done. Yeah, that's my bad. Alright, we have the correct players, and now Tyler going to get his chance to play this map. Uwrf, however, starting out on defense here. And we're getting a little look-see here at the team comps. Looking like Mnsu is going to start with a Widowmaker. Is a classic first point Widow map here. Really only Hanzo and Widow now can actually contest from this far, which Uwrf is going to have to play sightlines into this Widowmaker. Genji, an interesting pick. Not sure if they'll keep that, but with the Doomfist coming out, it looks like they might be playing a dive comp with Widow, which is not actually like a terrible idea. At least it doesn't sound that way to me. but opting for the Lucio Juno comp, which is very interesting. I think it's a bit overloaded in terms of speed. Like, you kind of lose a bit of your utility. You don't have your BAP lamps, your Kiriko cleanses, your Brig peel. Just kind of missing a decent amount. Uwrf should be aware. Tyler not opting to take cover against this Widow, which luckily for him, she does not hit her shots. Pushing on a point here. Widowmaker not quite able to one-shot the Cassidy, but Uwrf finding it very hard now to actually play point. Venture needs to find her way up onto the Widowmaker, which it looks like that is precisely what Venture is doing. Or I should say Leo is doing. Leo went on a very large flank here to secure the pick.
Tastes like
However, Uwrf did give up a full tick here. Mio not respecting the fact that Widowmaker is respawning and he is not going to have cover there. And takes it right to the dome, like I was saying. Juno never quite picked off there. Brawling on point. Widowmaker just completely uncontested. Domes the Venture as well. And Uwrf going to be forced to concede first point here. Ultimate's coming online currently. Just Tetanus has his ult available. Uwrf finding out that it's really difficult to deal with a Widowmaker on this high ground without any appropriate range. They're going to need to just wait this out, but are they going to get bored and do this pick? Venture really needs to be the one to contest this Widowmaker, but I don't think Tyler quite realizes that that's his job. 9 getting forced out here. Pops his Annihilation. Going in, gets 3. Juno ult coming out as well. I don't know how necessary it was, but it definitely let Uwrf get that pick much quicker. However, now ult advantage going to be swinging the direction of MNSU. Tyler, I don't know if Tyler realizes he has been spotted out here, but we'll have to wait and check back in on him in a second here. Fight breaking out. Lucio coming to contest him. Tyler not able to get the pick. And he's going to fall here to the Genji. He misses the window as well. Tyler going down. Meanwhile, huge brawl breaking out, but Ramatra going to fall here despite the ult advantages from coming out from here. Leo coming out with the high noon, picking off multiple people. Leo just absolutely cleaning up here. Woo! Look, that is one accurate cowboy there. And Uwrf, despite having the ult disadvantage and getting picked early, is able to actually kite out the engage from MNSU and then turn it later. Nine poking. He is going to be coming up on his ult here much sooner than the enemy Ramatra here. Only about 20% to it. Is he able to get the pick? No. Dragon Blade coming out. He's going low, and 9 able to trade him out. Uwrf once again going very even with the ult disadvantage, and 9 might just be decided. I'm gonna push in here. Ramatra ult coming out. Cassidy getting split off here, gonna fall. Unfortunately, Ramatra ult going to timeout, but they've got their pick. They're going to hunt these people. They're gonna hunt down as many kills as they can here, but it looks like they're going to be effectively out. They are able to disengage quite effectively with the Lucio Juno here. Widowmaker swapped off, opting for the cast, which is pretty good into the Venture. Looks like Tyler aiming to do a flank Venture ult here. Uwrf getting 2 picks. It's unneeded. Meg here gonna be falling. Uwrf playing a very strong second point here. MNSU not quite sure what to do. They've been holding this beat for quite a long time here, and they haven't opted to use it, which has kind of been surprising, especially when Uwrf has been playing aggressive towards them. I would expect to see maybe a beat Cassidy ult come out maybe this fight, especially with all the speed they have available. Venture going in a little bit too Nine already building his ult again, but with 3 down, they're just going to have to opt to reset here. As we said, beat Cassidy ult came in, and it was very strong. Tyler not able to find any value with his flank, getting forced out far too early there to get value. But Uwrf coming back, they're going to have to be able to deal with the Juno Ramatra here. Ramatra playing up very quick, close, far up here. Getting poked kind of low, but his supports are holding height here. Uwrf going to be able to take another fight here. They need to get somebody to push height here. Ramatra running forward. Unfortunately, Tyler going to fall. Juno ult out. Nine going to be probably popping as forced to pop his Annihilation here. Trades back here. Mio picking off the Juno. Lucio going to be short to follow. And Uwrf able to turn this fight once again. Ramatra holding his ult. Probably looking to use it for the final fight. But it looks like Mei ult was used as well. I completely missed it coming out the same, but Uwrf able to win despite that. Mei opting for the swap here, no longer feeling that the pick is doing much, just probably swapped after ult here. Leo's and Hop set up on a very good thing, however gives his high ground here, but the Juno already picked once. Ramatra using his thing, just going to opt for a high noon, takes the Tracer and the Ramatra. Uwrf holds on second. Very clean play from Uwrf after first point. They didn't quite know what they needed to do first against that Widowmaker. Didn't quite respect it and unfortunately took 2 early picks, but showed up strong on second point here. Really demonstrating that they have good ult management. Mnsu going to be swapping over to the defense this time around. Curious to see what they're going to opt in for. Uwrf on the other hand, going to be having the Widowmaker match Uwrf's offensive Widowmaker here. Curious to see. It'll be a battle of the duels here, but opting for a Reaper over the Mei. Devastate maybe got a bit of a poor taste in his mouth after feeling like he wasn't able to do a whole lot on the Widowmaker, or on the Mei, I'm sorry, on offense. So opting to swap himself over. Kiriko swapped out for Juno. Similar alts, but a little bit more value, especially if you've already got it planned out. Leo going to be patiently waiting here in height. Meanwhile, Uwrf going to be rotating over. Widowmaker going to be swapping her view now. Leo just misses it. Looks like he didn't have quite enough charge. But now they are aware the Widowmaker pick is online here. Uwrf rotating all the way around. Reaper holding the height, going to be forced to drop. And Leo running for his life here. Gets the pick on the Lucio. Uwrf up to only no Suzu anymore. Just the thing going hunting down this Kiriko. She has nowhere to run. She's going to fall shortly here. And that'll be first point for Uwrf. Very clean. Reaper going to stall out as long as he can. But that'll be that, folks. Lucio going to be able to get out here, but Uwrf plays the first point very clean. That play was, for those of you who are OWL fans, that play played kind of like the merry-go-round play that was so famous from Overwatch League, where the LA Glads rotated everybody except their Widowmaker who sat in spawn. Leo here looking for a pick, not quite able to hit it. However, He does find the next pick, going to be looking up towards here. Brig goes down, but Uwrf already so much pressure caused. Reaper going to be following shortly after. Leo just lighting up on this Widowmaker. And Tyler approaching his Blizzard. Uwrf has quite the few ults available for this fight. Gonna have everything minus Blizzard. Sights popped here. See if Leo can maybe swing left here and get a pick. Fortunately, the railing hits there, but he finds the Lucio. What a nice shot. And now ult's coming through. Uwrf knows that this could be the last fight. It's even, but Ram going extremely low. The wall blocking him off from his heals. Nine knows that he can win this fight here. But Uwrf looking like they're backing off for a second. They are waiting out the Kitsune rush from MNSU, and now they're going to come in for the win. Lucio going low, able to just barely stay alive, but no one can able to contest point currently. Mei has ult available, just needs to make sure she doesn't die before she's able to use it. Ice block will be forced here. Blizzard coming out on point. Ramatra gonna get frozen and fall here shortly. Uwrf with a wealth of ultimates gonna cleanly take this point as well. Really clean coming out from Uwrf overall. Play of the game coming out from Nine here. Nine had so many different plays that could have been it, but it looks like it's going to be the defensive hold here at the end. Very clean. MNSU backed onto game point here. We'll have to see if they are able to make any adaptations here. Yeah, really clean overall from Uwrf. Gonna have to wait to see what MNSU opts to pick for their third map here. Uwrf overall playing really clean, especially in alts. I think that is the biggest difference currently for Uwrf to MNSU, is just the level of alt usage and discipline with using them and planning that has been a much higher level for Uwrf this series. They're not getting stuck holding their alts. They're using them to secure fights. They're kiting out the alts from MNSU. They're not just running face first into them if they don't have to. And overall, it's kind of just giving them the edge that they need to take these games. Curious to see what we'll be looking at for a map 3. MNSU probably thinking good and hard here. But we will rejoin you once they decide those maps picks. I think I'm going to go talk to the team, make sure we know what we're doing, make sure we got a plan for our next map here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to be going into our third match, Uwrf on game point here. Uwrf, the map pick here. It's going to be Flashpoint, which is like Control, which was the first map point we picked, except all the points are on the same map. Uwrf, a very, very, very brawly map. Probably one of the most brawly maps in the game. Hardly any high ground to contest. And here we are looking at one of the points on Uwrf. However, it will not be the first point of contention. Players loading in. We'll take a look at their comps here. May actually another very effective pick here. We'll see if that comes out from them. Leo opting for a May pick. May Reaper, a very, very, very brawly comp. However, it does lack significant range. Uwrf is going to have to take advantage of speed and geometry of the map to use that May wall to block off, separate members of the enemy team so that they can take them down. It looks like we are going to be seeing a Junker Queen here over the Ramatra we've been seeing so far. Ramatra definitely more individually survivable, where Queen definitely brings a lot more damage and kill power to the table, as well as speed, which is what this comp needs when it lacks range this hard. Mnsu opting to play the other side of the map, which is to their benefit, seeing as Uwrf does not have the momentum, the movement to get there. However, Tracer going down, but Juno in a very terrible spot. Lucio, though, going low. Juno gets to a good position, and Ashe falls off the height here. Queen knifes in and puts her down. Sushi coming up with two huge plays from Sushi here. Our Reaper connoisseur on the team. See, is swapped from the Ram to a Orisa here. Orisa very, very, very strong at just living and making sure she doesn't die. However, Orisa does lack a lot of team protection. She's not super able to protect her own teammates, and she's going to be falling low here. Still does have her thing available. Tracer trying to flank on the side. Ashe knifed here. She falls into the middle of the team and gets axed down. Uwrf 9 coming up just huge with another knife here to pick the Lucio, and Uwrf walling off here super clean. Uwrf just schemes it. You can see Leo is quite happy with that one, but 9 just coming up with the skill shots he needed to secure his team that pick. Ashe sitting on that high ground, it can be very, very dangerous, but not if she gets knifed off into the middle of the full brawl comp. Ashe cannot do a whole lot there. Uwrf coming up with the first of 3 they need to win this point and the series here. They're going to have first move to the point, which means that Mnsu is going to be the ones who are going to have to push into them here. And Leo coming up big, but they're going to have to push in if they don't want the res to come up. But here it is. Juno ult coming through. And they're coming up big here. Tracer getting staggered out. Mio just playing absolutely phenomenally, just getting multiple picks. And Uwrf snowballing out of control here. It looks like the May ult was used in conjunction there with the Juno ult to secure them that fight. Valk coming out here. It looks like Mnsu is just going to try and come in. Sojourn Mercy, though, split here. Sojourn on a point, no dash, goes low. 9 makes her to finish her off. No more Valk out of this Mercy. Getting run down by the 2 DPS coming out of Uwrf. However, Venture also going to fall to Ender Fire's Juno and Lucio shortly after. And Orisa, like I said, she's great at living herself, but she's not very good at protecting her team, is going to be the last to fall. And Uwrf is going to be looking at a potential last fight here for this point. Uwrf has ult advantage here, however, beat available to counter both ults if used properly. no Suzu on the side of MNSU, and Beat getting forced out here early. Lucio going super low. Reaper going to be looking in for a potential ult here, but it's not needed. Oh, maybe it is. No. Uwrf cleans up Ramatra. Going back, opting out of the Orisa, deciding that it was not working. Opts to go back to Ramatra. Already built 59% of his ult, so he came up absolutely massive in that fight, but even with that, it was not enough to win in the face of Queen ult there. Beat just getting forced too early to actually be able to counteract the Junker Queen ultimate coming out and preventing all that healing. And now they're going to have to deal with another Mei ult and Reaper ult here. Going to be very difficult to deal with. They do have Sojourn's ult here. Soji going a little bit low. It looks like they're going to be trying to rotate onto point. They should have speed ring here, which should help them go. And here it comes. Reaper ult coming in. Mei ult coming out. Ram is the call here. And Juno also getting pegged. Juno ult coming out as well. And Uwrf starting off with percentage captured on their game point here. Reaper getting up a little bit too far, not going to be able to do that. Opts to just Wraith out, goes back to point. Once again, Uwrf just using their ults more often. Reaper kind of coming up for a maybe potentially dangerous ult here. Gonna need to Wraith out. Realizes the situation he's in. Goes back to point, but in the meanwhile, Nine getting in the thick of things and getting a pick onto the only member with an ult. However, Ram builds his here, and Uwrf running to kite it out. Reaper able to Wraith out of here. Gets the pick on the Lucio, falls himself, but Uwrf has the Queen ultimate available here. And gonna use it, hits all the members of MNSU, and that's gonna be enough to win this fight out. Uwrf gonna be taking this third and final game in a definitive session. Lucio not able to use his beat, and another Juno ult. Uwrf with a wealth of ultimates. Reaper ult not even needed. And that will be game. Uwrf coming up with a big 3-0. Huge for them. And here we have probably one of two Queen ults coming out from Agent 9 here. And this is the aftermath. 9 just absolutely murdering people with his signature Junker Queen. And that'll be that, folks. Thanks for stopping by and watching our game. And we hope to see you next time.